Okay, and welcome. Before we start, we have the disclosure. Please, it's very important to know there is a risk in the future trading, and we are sharing our signal practically every day at the same time, so it will not be anything different. And if you look at the market analyzer, you have the ES as an example. It says sell, and then you have the entry number is 274075, and then gives you the safe entry based on the pullback. But if you don't want to trade the pullback, then you can go on the entry price and the target. So the entry price on the ES is 2740.75. The target is 2736. Right now we are in this trade, and this is 14 ticks in the profit. As an example, the YM, if we look at the YM chart, we see there is a target already hit on this full automated trading, and you can see where the trade was taken and a closed position. So you can see on the chart as well the entry price and the target, and then also you can see our zone, the accuracy in the zone, and this is very important to respect those zones. Just for your information, has nothing to do with your automated trading. So right now, as an example, we have 100 ticks in the profit. This is not a pre-fixed video. This is a live video. This is live market, and then what you see, what you get. So because it's not a pre-fixed video, you will see all the winning and all the losing right in front of you. And like when it is a prefixed video, and you see only the winning. So here in this will show you the winning and the losing at the same time. At the bottom of this market analyzer, this is a different type of an automated trading. Also, this market analyzer, you can see the entry and the exit. This kind of trading is in and out. The one on the top is a swing trading, which lately swing trading become much more success because of the volatility in the market. So the swing trading cut a lot of noises during the trading session, where when you are trading in and out of the market, you have to be a little bit more advanced, or you have to be more, it's a total different kind of a trade. So the same story here on the Forex. You have the, let's say, the Aussie dollar or the Euro dollar. We always use the Euro dollar here. So on the Euro dollar, we can see the entry sell 106.18, and you can see in the kind color the target is 106.068. So we can see the buying entry, and then we can see where is the target. So during this time here, when the market is entering the market, you will see sometimes the market is struggling on some kind of fib line. And on the way to the target in any given market, whether you are auto trading or you are a manual trading, there is a fib lines. Those fib lines, you can see sometimes the advantage of the fib lines, that if you don't want to go ahead and stay on any kind of trade until it gets the target, if you are in the profit and you are considering taking the profit out, which is this very success, then you can be taking your manual, closing your auto trade manually. As an example here on the CL, we have an entry at 62.25, very fine. And look, now the target on the CL is 62.05, fair enough. We have a short entry, very fair. But then if you notice here, we have a fib line, 62.18 on the fib line. And you can see right now the CL, it is stuck between a resistance line and a support line, trying to find a direction. So this is information. It is very important information for the trader to understand where he is in the trade, but has nothing to do with your automated trading, because your automated trading is going to stay on that trade until he hits the target. So But for the advanced trader, if you are a little bit advanced trader, you understand now the CL is stuck between those two lines, or between the support and the resistance line, and we are waiting on a direction by the big boys to see which direction they are taking it. Technically, you cannot do anything about it anymore. We can see the sellers, we can see the buyers, but it takes a strong push to push this market down. The first step is this 62.12, and then the last stop is 62.05. Whether you are auto trading or you dislike the fact or you want to ignore the fact, but this is the fact in this trading. At the moment, we have hit the YM on base, all of them on one trade, one contract. We hit the $240 based on one contract, 57 ticks. We hit the ES, 18 ticks. We hit the NASDAQ based on one contract, 37 ticks. Now we are on this trade here on the CL is only one tick. 30-year Treasury bond, 81 ticks. 6E, we have 60 ticks on it. And then the Russell, we have 26 ticks, and the DAX now, we are flat on the DAX at the moment. So right now, on that last signal here, we have 210 ticks in the profit from the last signal we have. It's not all day long. It is working from one signal to another, and you can see it is a beautiful system if you like to hedge the market. If somebody have a good amount, it is beautiful to hedge the market any given time. We try every day to start around 10 o'clock, but at any given time, I cannot say 100%, but at any given time, you will see you have an average. An average, if you are trading only ES, YM, NASDAQ, CL, if you want to. Those four contracts, an average of 100 ticks most of the time. Until there is a new signal, you will see some little red, but then once we ignite the new signal, then everything back into the green again once we generate the new signal. So if you look at the previous videos, your average, it can go from 100, 200 ticks for signals all the way up to 500 ticks. And all of it, they are live, they are not pre-fixed. Video is a total difference between a live and a pre-fixed video. Anyway, we are sharing our signal here. We are not charging for the signal. If you decided to take copy of those trades, you are totally on your own. Best Pro Trade is not responsible for you. We're not charging you for it. We just we are sharing our signals for free. Or if you just want to take second opinion on your system, you have a trading system, you want to take a second opinion on your trade, you are very welcome to copy some of those trades as long as we are not responsible for it. And as I said at the beginning, there is a risk in the trading. If your stomach cannot handle the risk, then maybe trading is not good for you. If we notice here on the euro dollar, again, this is our fib lines to our customers. This is the $35 fibs you've been paying for. And this is, you can see how the euro dollar came in right to the last fib line. And now it's the same story like the CL is getting stuck between those two lines. Once we break out this final resistance line, we are hitting the target. There is nothing holding the 6E or the euro dollar to this target. So it is a lot of support in this area. It is just for information. It's not something to do with your price action or learning price action, but we can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4 support line on the 6E or on the euro dollar, and that can indicate that it's going to take a lot of short seller to penetrate all those lines. The same story now, if you notice on the CL, we came in exactly to our support line. This one here, the Fuji color here, it was a support line, and now it become a resistance line. So we can see how CL is getting stuck in your channel. This information, whether you are using an auto trade, any kind of auto trade, worldwide auto trade, and if you are taking a trade, it is very nice to know if you are trade on that auto trade you are using, whatever system you are using, you will know where is this market is struggling. By knowing where is this market is struggling, you can save yourself a couple $100 on one trade, on a bad trade, on any kind of automated trading. Now, if you think this is irrelevant to your automated trading, you calculate it if you can avoid one single trade, a bad trade on any kind of auto trade by just looking at your fib line. That if it saves you $200 a day on one bad trade on your any kind of auto trade, that it is $50,000 a year. So we cannot say I'm auto trading and this is irrelevant to me. Yes, sir, it is irrelevant to you if you care about your money. Yes, it is irrelevant. As we see right now, the CL is getting stuck between those two channels here. And it is, I'm not going to be doing anything. The auto trade is taking this trade and is going to get to the target. But what I'm saying is, if I wanted to, maybe I want to manually close that trade and maybe I will wait for the next signal and take whatever profit right now. As an example, whether it's a couple of three ticks, I don't like that trade, maybe I need to close it. So this is an optional for the trade, for the traders to understand what's going on in the market. But if you don't want to touch this market, then leave it alone. And then you just see the market, once it hits the target, the auto trade, the close position, like what happened now on the YM. So if we look at the YM, we have hit the target based on one contract, 275, because based on one tick, on one contract, it is $5. So this is not bad for tick, $5. On the YM NASDAQ, we have nailed on the entry signal. It was 69, 64.25. The target, our target was 69.51. This is automated trading. And then you can see on the NASDAQ, we hit 64 ticks. And on the ES, we had an entry today. Let me look at the ES. If we look at the ES, we have an entry at 27.40.75, and the target was 27.36. And watch this one, folks. And this is, it's not an accident. If you go through all the videos we went live for the last couple of weeks, you will see the efficiency when once the market hit the target, whether you are auto trading or you are manual trading is irrelevant. Once we hit the target, there is nothing going to happen in this market. We have seen that, we have proved that for the last couple of weeks on the live trading, on the live here on the YouTube, and we have showed you that once we hit the target, there is nothing left to go short. Now, if, as an example on this ES, whether you are auto trading or you are manual trading, the risk on your auto trade to take in a short right now has become much more critical. And that is going to cost the traders money. The reason is we hit the target. We are in the critical area right now, not expecting too much from the ES. Actually, the probability of that ES is going to kick back. It can go few ticks. I'm not going to say it's going to be to pinpoint to the number, but it can go ahead and go down another 5 ticks or 10 ticks. But it's become very dangerous to take those trades anywhere below those numbers on the ES, whether you are auto trading or you are manual trading. If we look at the pattern here on the CL, once we hit the target on the CL, if you notice, we first came in on the first line. Then the market pulled back to the resistance line. And as an expected now, you can see where does this market come into the second fib line we have. And look at it, folks, to the tick. The same thing here, to the tick, the first line. This is the last line. And once we hit this last line, the final destination for the CL is 6205. All of them are based, the charts based on 1 minute. We do not use Renko. We don't use all kind of funny bars because those are not a real trading time frame. The minutes are the real trading time frame. And let's watch this one here, folks. And the destination on the CL, it is 6205. And we are about to hit this 6205. It's a matter of time. So right now you can see how the market analyzer on the top, we are up to 346 ticks based on those last signals. Now we have 24 ticks on the ES, YM 71 ticks, NASDAQ 92 ticks, CL 9 ticks. And look, folks, look at this. Look where is the CL hit exactly to the number. You can see on your second chart, you can see down to the tick, and now it's going to pull back, and then it's going to be the final destination at 6205. On the ES situation for the ES trader, yes, the market has hit below the target, very fine, but for this trader, it's taking a trade. And if he decided to take a short trade here, or if he have an auto trade, can direct, and if you think you're going to be able to make money below those numbers, your risk in that trade, your risk is your chances making money out of that trade is 2 out of 10. The reason is right now the ES is in a very critical area to be taken short, and this is the most aggravation on any trader when he decided to take short in those area here. He might think he got his corners covered, but actually is not. Because right now here on the ES, I will not invest $1 in here, in that area here, because this is a really critical area to be taken short, whether you are auto trading or not. I mean, if you say, well, I'm auto trading, I care less. Well, sir, yes, but it is your job also to take care of your money. And of course, the auto trade should do his job. But if you can save yourself couple $100 losing trade, that will be extremely nice. This is $50,000 a year you are giving away because you don't want to look at your charts. So this is a very important. And right now, there is nothing anymore on the ES. And now we are waiting on the new signal, the buy signal, and then we can catch that. So for those cases here right now, if you are taking a trade, you can get 5, 10 ticks, could be 15 ticks, but the chances of success on that trade is 2 out of 10. And this is where you see the trader, he does the, as an example, he take a trade right here and he makes 10 ticks. And then when he does that on his platform or on his indicators, the next time he does that, he don't make money, and he don't understand how he made money the day before yesterday when the market was on the same condition. The reason is there is limitation where or how we can take a trade. And when the doors are open, we can take a trade. When the doors are very risky, you should be sitting on the side. And this, a lot of traders are, they ignore that. And this is the biggest proof. This is not some kind of prefixed video. As you see right now, the ES went down, you know, taking those traders, lowering them to take a short trade, and now there we go, the market going the opposite direction. And that's why I said it is risky. And if you look at the previous video and the previous video, the one we are going live, you can see it never fell. It never fell. It's always, now we are in a critical area, and this is where it can drive any trader crazy. And it can be very costly. So again, folks, those trades, those signals, once we have a new signals, it will fire on your first column on your market analyzer. It says there is a new signal. And then now for a short trade, we are done with the short trade on the ES. Actually, now we are looking for a new signal, a buying signal. And and now we have to sit on the side on the ES. For the one who took the trade on the ES and follow that signal, one trade on the Nasdaq, one trade on the YM, and one trade on the ES, he should have made over 100 ticks in total. So he don't need to keep going and sitting and trading again. This is one of the misguiding that you hear it all the time, that this auto trade made $10,000 a day. Yes, but how many charts you have open in order for that auto trades to make this 10,000? Is it a Renko bar? Is it ticks? Is it a minute? Yes, we can have 20 different charts for one instrument, and then one of them, of course, is gonna hit it. The thing is which one you're gonna be using the second day. The most efficient in the trading is to set yourself limited. Doesn't matter how is your auto trade, whether it's from us or somebody else. Trade in 24 hours, it is myth. Actually, it is when you are sitting on an auto trade, it's like you are sitting on a poker table. If you are sitting too long on a poker table or a blackjack, you're gonna wind up losing all your money. So in the trading, once you hit your target, depends on your account, then you say, you know what, I took many ticks on this ES, so many ticks on the Nasdaq, or so many ticks on the YM, and then maybe it is time for me to stop. One of the biggest mistakes that traders do, they can see this on a video where this is a total misleading for the trader, that you can take 4 trades on a contract on any kind of auto trade. Let's say if you have 3 lots on an ES with an auto trade. Yes, could be today is gonna make you 10,000, but the second day could lose 10,000 on a bad day. And this is a very high risk. So in order for me to take 3 contracts on the ES, if your auto trade, doesn't matter which auto trade you are using, if this auto trade took a couple of 3 trades right after the other, and they were bad trades, it is enough to uh, wound your account, and that injured your account. So instead of having a 3 ES on one auto trade, it will be much better to have one contract ES, one contract YM, and one contract NASDAQ. So in case today the ES didn't make money, then it could be the YM make money or the NASDAQ make money. The total, the management in the auto trade, it is very important not to sit and daydream about it. Especially for most of the traders, they have around 3 to 5,000, and then we have another traders they have 10,000, and then we have another traders they have 20 and 50, and we have some traders they are up to $250,000. But for this poor guy have $5,000, if you put him on an ES with a 3 contract, it will take him one bad day to wipe up all his account, because most of the traders, they do not understand you will have a bad day and a good day. And anyone believe that you're gonna be having a winning day every single day, try again and try to do your homework, because there is no such a system can be making money every single day. And this is the myth with the traders, the amateur trading. They think if I have $5,000, I can double it out next week, and then the week after, and then I will have $1 million by the end of the year. And does not work this way. The most important in the auto trading, it is to be consistent, and it has to be consistent on the right time of a frame. You know, not all those weird charts, because those are irrelevant to the trend. So first of all, we need to find out the real time on the 1 minute before you can move in or move out to the range and the ticks and some other million kind of Renko bar. Because if your system does not work on 1 minute, it's fake, it's irrelevant. And you will find the hard way after you lose your money, that if your system does not work or your indicator does not work, and you know what? And we've been attacked heavily on it. We've been attacked nonstop when we said that. But this is reality, and I don't care. I can be attacked 24/7. I care less for that. I've been in this business for over 25 years, and I've seen so many creepy people in my life, and I care less. The reality is, if you're auto trade, whatever auto trade you are using, if it's not making money on the 1 minute, then take it and put it in the garbage because it's not going to work. Renko are fake, folks. Renko are fake. You will never make manual trading and auto trading on Renko. This is a myth because Renko bars move and they will not identify the trend. A Renko bar is a fake movement. So on one thing here, the best, whatever system you're having, whatever auto trading you're having, if it's not working on the 1 minute, that means it's garbage. And it's the end of the story. And you will never be able to make money because what it does is giving a fake results and a fake trend. So once the fake trend and the fake results, this is, it cannot be used to make a living out of it. This is a total scam when I see somebody using Rankobar and we do have a Renko bar, and we use the Renko bar for reversals only. We have an auto trade called reversal automated trading. We don't do it on the YouTube, but this one here, yes, we use it for a Renko bar reversal, the market. So right now we have 341 ticks. We have 26 ticks on the ES, YM61, 108 on the NASDAQ, and then at the lower here on the lower market analyzer, we're not showing only a couple of charts where it's made money. We are showing all of them, the losing and the winning. We are showing them live right in front of you, so we have nothing to hide. I'm gonna leave you alone. If you wanna copy those trades, you are very welcome to copy those trades. As long as you know that we are not responsible for your action or for your trading. One of the things for the guys are automated trading, whether you are using our system or not, please try not to be aggressive. Try to put one contract on the ES, one contract. If you have more money, put two contracts on the ES, two contracts on the NASDAQ, or two contracts on the YM or whatever system. But to try to spread your money a lot. For a guy having $5,000, if yes, you can trade ES, NASDAQ, and Dow Jones, but I will be very careful because it could be today is not a good day for me. So probably I will take YM and NASDAQ today, or I will take YM and ES and try to be civilized with it and make it one lot each and spread out those two contracts, one ES and one YM, or one ES, one NASDAQ. So it's, God forbid, if your auto trade did not make money on the NASDAQ, at least you have some money to be recovering from the ES or vice versa. So management, it is very important. And for the guy is looking at the chart and knows how to read that chart, of course, he can do much better than just let the auto trade take over. Maybe he wanted to take over some of the trades, the auto trade taken him, and he decided to close them manually. That will be much different type of a trading. But for the guy is auto trading, try to be a little bit conservative. And we have a lot of aggressive traders, and every time I try to talk to them, they ignore it. And you say, don't do that. And then when we have an update, like now we have on the Ninjatrader 8, we have the scalper update. And immediately some of them, the first question is, on this new update, can I trade 24/7? I don't know what's the secret about the 24/7. And I kept saying, no, you try to make your target and then you say, get the hell out of Dodge. Because if your target is 500, you made your 500, we can always right click and reload and we can go for another 500. Here is the story where the traders don't understand that. Let's say any kind of auto trade you have and you have a daily target 500, whether it's one contract or two contracts. And then you go ahead and start your auto trade. Let's say your auto trade took 5 trades to make the $500 target. Fair enough. If you have it on 1,000, does not mean 10 trades is going to hit you 1,000. No. If let's say the 500 took 5 trades to hit your $500 target, if you raise your target to 1,000, you might wind up with 15 trades, because during this time the auto trade is taking a trade and it's going to be losing and winning trades. So now you're putting stress on this auto trade. Doesn't matter which auto trade, whether it's from us or anybody, it's the same principle. Sometimes this auto trade maybe can get up to 600, and now the market is sideways, as you see on the CL getting stuck in those channels here, and that is actually the CL stuck in those channels. So let's say on your auto trade you made $600 and your target is 1,000, and now you have 3 or 2 bad trades on the CL. Now you are back to a couple of $300 and you give up some of your profit. So 5 trades nails 500 does not mean 10 trades will nail 1,000. Actually, there is a higher risk that you might give up your profit, and probably on a bad day you wind up having 20 trades and you still cannot get your 1,000. So what I'm saying is to break it down in pieces, that to be civilized with your target. As an example, I don't have money, I don't like to take a risk. Whatever auto trade you are using, there is nothing wrong with it if you have one ES and you say the first target is, I'm gonna stop and reevaluate myself after $300 daily target, as an example. So once your $300 hit, I can go back to this auto trade, whatever auto trade you are using. We can see how many trades this auto trade take. Is it 2, 3 trades? Did he hit the target, that auto trade, immediately, or he was struggling? If I don't know how to read the market, at least I need to see how my auto trade took those trades. Now, if this auto trade took the $300 in no time, in half an hour, you hit your $300 target, fair enough. I can right click and reload for another 300. And then once this second 300 has been complex, then I can stop and see, was this auto trade, doesn't matter which auto trade you are using, was he struggling or he nailed it right away in a couple of 3 trades. And then you can break it through the pieces during the session so you will not get yourself in trouble. Because most of the time, the market spikes sometimes. We don't know. Sometimes it can be at 9:29, 1 minute before the market is open, or could be 5 or 10 minutes or 2 hours once the market is going to spike sometimes, and nobody knows. No indicator is going to indicate where the market is going to be rejected or is going to be spiking somewhere. So once this market spike on that auto trade, if you think you're going to be making more money, you're totally wrong. Because let's say if the CL uh, did the spike for today and nailed a 100 tick or 200 ticks move, most of the time after that, the market is going to be half an hour or 1 hour sideways. Most of the time. You cannot say in the market all the time, but most of the time it's going to be sideways or profit taking, and that is going to bring volatility to this market, and it could be from 10 minutes to half an hour to 1 hour, or it's going to be dead for the rest of the day. Nobody knows. Here is the problem when you are auto trading. If you catch that trend, this is your lucky day. This is your lucky day, but you should stop. So if you break your auto trade in pieces during the session, when you start at 9:30, any kind of auto trade, we're not talking about our auto trade. If you say, okay, on the first hour, I'll make it, see how we are on the first 300, then on the second hour, and then, you have to remember there is a lunchtime. At the lunchtime, there is not much movement. And then after the lunchtime, 2 hours before the market close, sometimes we have some activities in the trading. So, but the main concern in the morning is between 9:30 and 11:30. So most of the traders, they should be in the profit between 9:30 and 11:30. Now, if there is a movement in the afternoon, yes, we can go another round 2 hours before the session ends, and then we can go for another round if this market is trending. If this market, if you don't know how to do that, then once you take your profit, take your auto trade, any kind of auto trade you have, and put it on a sim. And this is one of the very nice feature on the Ninjatrader where you can turn on your sim account, and then you will watch this market. If you see this auto trade is struggling, what kind of auto trade or whatever auto trade you are using, then maybe it's irrelevant, or you should not be diving into trouble on the last 2 hours of trading. So things is management. It is very important. The management in the auto trade is not any kind of auto trade, and that it is really sad that sometimes you see misguidance in the auto trade, and it's not something that you turn on at 9:30 and you come back around 4 o'clock and you're gonna have a big jar of gold waiting on you. I mean, this is really any kind of auto trade has limitation. And even bankers and institutionals, they have 300 guys, IT men, adjusting their auto trades, and even those guys, they have around average 100 to 150 trades a day, losing a trades. Usually, the banks generate 3, 4, 500 trades a day, and they have a bunch of IT people adjusting the market and the auto trade when they are automated trading. So you are one single guy, one single pilot sitting here, but at least you have to know how to manage your auto trade. It's not just a donkey going to the field and get you gold and coming back. And sadly, this is the attitude about the auto trade. The auto trades are wonderful things. They take the motions away, but they will not take the management away. So a trader should be responsible for his management and should not be greedy, especially the ones they have the smaller account. I find out they are the most aggressive people. Those the guys with the $3,000 and $5,000. Those the guys that want to generate 100% on their money every single day, which is not going to happen, not in this lifetime anyway. Um, if you are on a $5,000 account, and let's say you trade the ES today and you hit your daily target $300, if you calculate how much you put money to trade in ES, how much you put money to trade in ES at your broker, $500, $1,000, a fancy broker, $1,500 to trade in ES. I don't want to name any brokers. We're not allowed to do that. Let's say you are with a fancy broker and he charges you $1,000 to trade the ES on your margin. So let's say you got the $300 in a daily profit on $1,000. How much is that? 30%? If you take your percentage on $1,000 investment and you are getting 250, I'm not going to say 300. If you are getting 250, if you calculate the percentage of it, you will be one of the top traders in the world. So there is nobody on a daily basis can earn 100%. Yes, I know we had one guy, he traded the gold in one time, a few years back, and he was in the right time, and he was actually alone in this ES, and he's a big trader. He nailed $2.5 million on one trade, uh, on one transaction trading. He trades hundreds of contracts. The guy is big, I know him. But this guy nailed in 1 week $2.5 million on one single transaction. But this guy can afford it. He got lucky. He tried for the last 3, 4 years to do the same trade, and he never was succeeded. So it will happen. You can nail 100% on your money, but this is not every day. It could happen doing the trading. Once maybe every 5 years, you're gonna be in the right time, and the market is gonna drop, and you're gonna nail the jackpot. Yes, this is always a trader is going to nail a jackpot trading. And you know, and but we cannot wait on those. It's like you are winning a lotto. We cannot sit down and wait on those. So the things is a trader has to be a little bit more realistic with his trading. If we see $300-400 a day based on $5,000, maybe he need to call it off, because also in any kind of auto trading you have to calculate that it's sometimes a bad day. And any trader tell you that he have 5 winning trades, 5 winning days nonstop. This is can happen in 1 week, but it cannot be happen every week having 5 winning days nonstop, folks. None. And another things, a trader should not be guided by somebody else telling him which one to buy and which one to sell or which one to trade. One of the things is there is a lot of hidden commission under the table, trying some kind of people trying to generate webs and forum and telling you trade this one, not to trade this one, trade. Trader should try everything and then decide himself, but you don't need a middleman to tell you what to do. Maybe that system doesn't work for you, that you cannot comprehend. Maybe there is another system that will be best for you. So this is another thing. A trader should know management, should try everything himself and say, this is good for me, this one is not good for me. And last week, because all the recommendation happened on the net, some of the traders contact me that want to come back to Best Pro Trade because they follow somebody else's recommendation and they lost a great deal of money. Now they want to come back to under our wing. And I'm not sure I can have him back on my wing again. So try yourself and see which direction your eye and your brain can be connected to and you feel comfortable with it. Whether is it a couple indicators you download or the most fancy platform or the most fancy system you find is very fine. But the most important, you have to understand the system you are using in your trading. You cannot just be blindly and not understand what system you have and how the system works. So guys, probably I talked a lot. Right now, if we see on the pullback on the CL, we're still on the same direction. Short, 5-10 minutes ago, when the market hit the target, I advised everybody not to take any more short, and look what happened right now. After the target, there is nothing. Couple weeks under the target, but the target, once the target hit, there is no more short. If we notice right now, especially those area, now this is a very bad news for any kind of auto trade, because you can see how this market getting stuck between those two channels. And once this market getting stuck here, there is no direction. We cannot do anything about it. So the best way to do it is to wait on the new signal. And right now, once we hit the target, there is nothing. So the trader has took that trade earlier today, follow the signal, hit the target. He's sitting on the side right now, waiting on a new signal. For the guy just turned on his computer trying to trade, he's gonna be definitely 90% he will wind up losing trades at this moment, because he's coming in the wrong timing. If we look the same story on the YM, if we look at the YM, went a little bit below the target, came into the first support after the target, and then kicked back. If we look at the NASDAQ, I'm sure it will be the same story. Look, folks, after the target, nothing happened. So that tells you that is a very. Do you think the Nasdaq is going anywhere? No. Should I take a short trade here? No, because this is a critical area. There is no more short trade right now. This is something where misguided the traders to take a short when there is no trade. And now we are out of the picture. To prove to you that now, if we look at the lower market analyzer, you can see the market analyzer. This is the scalping. Now you can see the scalping is struggling with that auto trade. Why? Just a few minutes ago was all in a green, and now it is struggling. Why? Because this market here is struggling. And this is a sad story when a trader say that auto trade did not make money because he couldn't comprehend what's going on in the market. At the moment, I can identify why that auto trade uh, it is struggling. The reason it's struggling because it's getting stuck in those area here, and this area you cannot make money on any kind of auto trade. Once the market start going on the right direction, those trades they're gonna be losing a trade. But once the market start taking a trade or start moving to the right direction, then the auto trade immediately will start recovering. So especially for this guy, he say, okay, I lost a couple of $100 on that auto trade today. And then he stops. But he don't say why he lost those $200. He says, because of the auto trade. I said, because of the market movement. And that's why you lost those couple of $100 trade. Especially for this guy does not look at the chart. Most of the auto traders do not look at the chart. When a guy has been trading for a while and when he look at the chart, he can see this market right now, there is no direction. And this is where sometimes it is very advisable to hold your auto trade until that market moves. Or if you don't want to mess with it, don't mess with it. But for a guy can read the chart, his auto trade, whatever that auto trade is using, he can write it and he can make money out of it because he knows when to start, when to stop, and when to stay out of the market and when to move to the market. So those here, the information about the market, it is very important. So for the guy doesn't want to look at the chart, yes, then you take the winning and the losing, but you should not be getting your feeling hurt if one day you had a bad day. You know, this is the whole story. Folks, I'm gonna stay a little bit quiet. Right now we have 379 ticks, 383 ticks. There is nothing we can do. We are waiting on the new signal. 29 ticks on the ES, 65 ticks on the YM, 134 ticks on the NASDAQ. CL, 3 ticks. Is not going anywhere, the CL. 30-year Treasury bond, 10 ticks. 6E, we have 56 ticks. Russell, 55 ticks. And the DAX, we have 21 ticks. 21 ticks on the DAX. So right now, the DAX, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 hit targets. And here is the funny story right now. I will not take any trade on the YM, neither the ES short. If we look at the YM, right after the target, the market showed you that our first support line was at 24,729. And right after the target, if you notice here, the market got rejected from, if is any customers of one of our customers out there, those are your $35 zone, and you can see came in right to it. And now if you look in the bigger picture here, try to make it big, and you can see it's the same number again, the YM kickback, the same number, the same line. And this is a live market. We're not doing a fixed video. If we notice here, the YM got rejected on the same line. Same thing what happened right here. It is a major support area. And after the target, I will not invest $1 in this market right now until we find a new direction. And this is the sad story about most of the traders' problem. Again, on the CL, if we notice on the CL, it is back and forth, back and forth. There is nothing going on. Sometimes you cannot say I trade only CL, or sometimes I trade only ES or NASDAQ on Dow Jones. At the moment, right now, the CL, there is not really, um, I mean, it's not attractive to take any trade right now on the CL until there is a new direction. As long as this market going back and forth, there is nothing attractive for me here, because in this CL right now, there is nothing to chew on. Whether you are a manual trader or you are an auto trader, this is nothing to chew on here. It's just going sideways, and that is going to be money losing news right now for you. Because if this market cannot find direction, why you think you can find direction to the market? The market don't care about your rules and my rules, care less about your rules and my rules. So right now, this one here, I don't like it anymore, the CL, because it's going back and forth, and there is nothing going on. If we look at the YM, if you are into the reversal, this is a very good place if you're trying to catch a trend to the long side, or if you are not a reversal trader, you are not experienced trader, then leave it alone and you wait till the new signals come in, and then we go ahead and take the new trade is a long trade. But at the moment, those critical area, those here, they're gonna make you lose a lot of money because it is over. The party is over to the downside. Could be plus 10, 20 ticks. How would we know? I mean, we're no market movers. We just renting the ES. We are renting the YM. We have no inventory here to do anything to this market. So right now on this ES here, it's not our game and it's not our play and it's not our time. Now we are sitting, waiting on a new signal, and then once the new signal come in, we can take it or leave it. But that's why you see right now on the lower market analyzer, you can see the auto trade is struggling to make money because most of the market right now is sideways. And when the market is sideways, when the auto trade takes short, he's gonna lose money. And when he closes it and then he goes long, and then the market turn around and then he close it and he lose and lose and lose. And then at the end of the day, you see some people getting their feeling hurt because they didn't make money, but they don't understand why they didn't make money. So it is not an auto trade. Also, you have to manage it, folks. You have to manage it. You cannot just close your eye or hide under a pillow and say this is an auto trade problem. It is your problem to keep your eye on the market all the time and make sure, even if you are auto trading, that you are on the right direction anyway. Okay, this time I'm really going to be quiet and we'll stay a little bit longer. Maybe we can catch a new signal. Thank you, folks. As you see, this is the biggest proof that once the targets hit, when your auto trade start taking short below those targets, it's not going to make it. And this is the biggest proof because what you're looking at the market analyzer trading with the trend at the bottom one. This one here is trading with the trend. If we notice when the market was moving, it was all in the green. Once we hit the target, those auto trades first that were taken along didn't work, and then that were taken a short didn't work. And if we notice, we said half an hour before, we hit the target on the ES, there is nothing on the ES. The only surprising, as always, the market surprised us. The CL was not moving, and all of a sudden jumped within seconds to the target. And if we notice, got to your fib line and stopped. So this is the biggest proof that tells you, especially for those guys who are auto trading, that there is nothing called 24/7. There is absolutely nothing called 24/7. You might gonna have a chart out of 100 a day. If you set up 100 charts, you might gonna have 2, 3 charts makes money on the 24/7 theory, but you have 97 charts are not gonna be hitting the target when you are thinking about daily target and running 24/7. So this is one of the example we can see that on the swing trading, once we hit the target, especially for this guy says it's not my problem, I'm auto trading. Well, this is your problem because any type of an auto trading now is going to be in trouble, irrelevant where this auto trade coming from. If that auto trade trading with the trend, he is in trouble. Whether you are using a Renko, takes minutes is irrelevant because the minutes are extremely accurate. The 1 minute reveal everything, the trend, the indicator, and the auto trade. So if we are looking at the true trend on the 1 minute, we can see that nothing has happened on the ES for the last half an hour. What does that mean in dollar and cents? That this trader being unaware the market is sideways here, that is gonna cost him couple losing trade on any type of an auto trade. An average, if he's taken one contract, this is $300 a day as an example. I mean, our auto trades are mainly our 15 ticks stop loss, and we can have them open, but the majority we use a 15 ticks stop loss. So on two losing a trade, that's $300. This is over $50,000 a year, losing money unnecessarily because sometimes traders refuse to look at chart. So right now we can see the ES for the last since when we hit the line at 10:53, and right now we are 11:12. Nothing has happened to the ES during this time from when we hit the target until now. Practically every auto trade is taking a trade, it will be losing a trade. And the reason is the market got stuck in this channel on the ES, got a couple ticks above those lines, then a drop in. And is it going to be finished? No. It's going to keep going and back and forth. This is exactly what happened here. Going back and forth. The auto trade, whether he's taking a short or long, this market is going to change direction. And there is no money to be made. No money to be made at the moment. There is no money to be made on the ES at the moment. A guy came in and take a trade right now, he might make 10 ticks. I'm not going to argue with that. But probably he's not aware of the risk because 8 out of 10 is going to change direction right now. The market has no direction. That's mean we have to sit on a standby and be patient until we have different directions. And this is where most of the traders cause the traders to lose money right there, those areas here, being unaware what's going on, and taking sometimes a trade with the right direction, the right time makes money, but it's not consistent trading, you know. So if a guy taking a trade here, he might make, if he's taking a short trade, he might make 10 ticks, 15 ticks. How would I know? But he took that trade without knowing what's going on, and he managed to pull one trade out of it. But he cannot do that every day. He's not going to be lucky every day. So right now, I will stay on the side. I will not do anything to this ES market and the Nasdaq and the Dow Jones until we have a new direction. Folks, we've been over an hour online, and I will try my best. If we have time, we will go one more run on the last 2 hours before the market closes. Right now, we're still in the circle. There is nothing wrong, a few ticks up and down, but we're still in the same circles and the same numbers. We have 86, 66 ticks in the profit, but actually the average here right now in this area is around 700 ticks in average. So there is nothing could be done. Most of the targets hit, except uh, also the CL hit earlier, and there is really not much going on. Most of the markets hit, and if we notice right now on the CL, after we hit the target, came in exactly to our resistance line is 61.85 to the tick, and now it's going to be bouncing back and forth in this area. So actually, there is not much to do until we get the new signal, a new direction. And look at this pullback on the ES from 22.75 hit back to 25.50 on the same bar. So this is really, it can be very, very nasty to a trader is getting with a tight uh, stop loss because he would have been stopped out on this one here. We have one trade on the Nasdaq. Oh, let me see why it's short on the Nasdaq. Okay, the Nasdaq it took a dive, and look, this is the Nasdaq. We hit the target, and now it's going to drive you crazy right there. It's done. It's finished. Profit taken. There is no use to sit down. And this is an example here on the scalper. You have $670 on this one. Close it manually and get it over with, because there is nothing to go short anymore if you want to step over the auto thing. Folks, that's all what we have. And thank you very much. And we'll try to manage, if we have time this afternoon, on the last couple hours, we'll try to see if we can run it for an hour or so. Thank you, and God bless you all. Bye.